Have you ever cared deeply for someone, only to feel them drifting away despite your efforts? You reach out first, check in, show you care. But the more you try, the more distant they become. Hours turn into days. You start to wonder, did I do something wrong? Why do they ignore me when I give them my best? Here's the harsh truth. The one who loves you most often ignores you the most. And it's not because they don't care. It's because human nature is wired this way. Today, we're diving deep into the psychology and Stoic wisdom behind this painful paradox. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why it happens and how to turn the tables. Let's get started. The paradox of familiarity. Imagine you've just bought your dream car. In the first few weeks, you're obsessed with it. You clean it daily, take it for drives at all hours, and admire its beauty. But over time, it becomes just another item in your life. You no longer notice the shine, the leather seats, or the sleek design. This is what happens in relationships. When someone is always there, you begin to take them for granted. You forget to value them because their presence is predictable. Familiarity breeds indifference. The very thing you cherish most can become invisible when you stop appreciating it. Marcus Aurelius teaches us to be mindful of impermanence. He reminds us that life is fleeting, so we should never take people's presence for granted. Headway. The Stoic gym, by acknowledging that they could be gone at any moment, you'll learn to appreciate them more deeply. Love is not always loud. The way someone shows love isn't always how you expect it. Imagine growing up in a home where love was never verbalized, only shown through actions. Your parents might have never said, "I love you," but they provided for you, cared for you, and supported you in silence. People express affection in ways they've been taught. For some, love is loud and expressed verbally. For others, it's quiet and manifested in practical ways. It's important to understand that someone's silence or distance doesn't always equate to a lack of love. Seneca wisely said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Instead of assuming someone doesn't care, take a step back and consider their background. Their way of loving might just be different from yours, and that's okay. Love, after all, doesn't have to make a sound to be meaningful. Ignoring is a test, not a rejection. Sometimes, the person who loves you the most may distance themselves as a test of your emotional stability. They may want to see how you react when they ignore you. Do you panic? Do you beg for attention? Or do you stay composed, unaffected by their silence? Ignoring someone can be an unconscious way for people to gauge how strongly you value them. It's a test to see if your sense of self-worth is truly based on your own foundation, not their attention. As Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." Medium, instead of wondering why someone ignores you, start building a life that makes you too fulfilled to care. When faced with someone's silence, don't let it disturb your peace. By remaining calm and unshaken, you show them that your worth is not dependent on their validation. Love doesn't need constant reassurance. Ever been in a relationship where you feel the constant need to reassure the other person about your feelings? You may have found yourself repeatedly telling them you love them or proving it through actions. But have you ever stopped to wonder why this dynamic exists? The answer may lie in the fear of insecurity. People who constantly need reassurance are often afraid of losing the connection they have. But true love doesn't need to be constantly confirmed. When you trust the relationship, there's no need for constant validation. Seneca teaches that true strength comes from within. If someone truly loves you, their actions will speak louder than their words. You shouldn't feel compelled to keep reminding them. The relationship should be based on trust, not on constant validation. The fear of vulnerability can lead to distance. Have you ever noticed how the people who care for you the most can sometimes pull away when you need them most? This often happens because vulnerability can be terrifying. Opening up to someone means giving them the power to hurt you, and not everyone is prepared for that kind of exposure. Sometimes, the people who love you the most may retreat because they don't know how to handle their own emotional vulnerability. They fear they might hurt you or even expose their own weaknesses in the process. The Stoics believe that emotional resilience is key to growth. Vulnerability doesn't need to be feared, nor does it need to cause distance. It's important to recognize that being open and vulnerable is a strength, not a weakness. If someone pulls away, it's often their own fear and not a lack of love. 6. Emotional walls are built by fear, not love. Sometimes, the one who loves you most might seem distant because they've built emotional walls around themselves. These walls aren't meant to shut you out, but to protect their own vulnerabilities. Fear of rejection, fear of being hurt again. These can cause people to pull away and create barriers, even in the most loving relationships. It's their way of shielding their emotions, not rejecting you. Seneca encourages us to be patient with others. Daily Stoic recognize that everyone has their own fears and insecurities. Instead of taking their distance personally, understand that they are simply trying to protect themselves. Approach them with empathy, not frustration, and you may be able to help them tear down their walls. 7. Self-reflection. The key to understanding distance. When someone pulls away, it's easy to assume it's about you. Maybe you did something wrong, or perhaps they're just not that into you anymore. But have you ever thought about it from their perspective? Sometimes, the person distancing themselves is simply going through their own personal challenges. It's not a reflection of your worth, but rather a reflection of their need for self-reflection. Stoicism teaches us that we cannot control the actions of others, but we can control how we respond. Instead of reacting emotionally, take time to reflect on the situation with clarity and objectivity. Sometimes the greatest gift you can offer someone is the space they need to work on themselves. 8. Some love is selfish, and that's okay. Not every expression of love is pure. Some people love you, not because of who you are, but because of what you do for them. The more you chase, the more they pull away. Have you ever chased someone's attention, only to watch them pull away even faster? This is a classic trap. The harder you try to hold on to someone, the more they slip through your fingers. It's like chasing a butterfly. The more you run after it, the more it flies away. But if you stay still, it might land on your shoulder. People sense when you're desperate, and desperation kills attraction. The law of reverse effort says, the more you need something, the less likely you are to get it. The Stoics taught the power of self-control. The more you chase, the more you give up control. Stop chasing. Start focusing on yourself. Improve your mind, train your body, build your purpose. When you become grounded in who you are, you stop needing others to complete you. And that's when they come back. Not because you chased, but because you no longer need them. 10. The most powerful. Love is the one you give yourself. Here's the truth. No love is more important than self-love. The love you get from others is nice, but it will never be enough if you don't love yourself first. When you value yourself, you stop chasing, you stop begging, you stop settling. Self-love makes you immune to rejection. You're not afraid to walk away. You're not afraid to be alone. You become peaceful, powerful, unshakable. As Marcus Aurelius said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. So fill your mind with strength, respect, stillness. You don't need everyone to love you. You just need you to love you, because when you master that, no one's distance can shake you, no one's silence can break you, and the world will Start treating you with the same value you give yourself. If this hit home, like, share, and subscribe for more Stoic wisdom for men. Don't forget subscribing. Please subscribe. Until next time, choose peace, choose growth, and above all, choose yourself.